Hey, I know you just came off an ad, so I want to give you some context into who I am. My name is Desmond Archer, president of USA Contract Solutions, and we help small and minority owned businesses win government contracts. We want to directly help 100,000 people successfully enter the government market and win government contracts. I'm going to go ahead and increase the speed, okay?
So what's government contracting? Government contracting is the procurement of goods and services on behalf of the public's authority. What that simply means is the government buys products and services from business owners. If you have a business and you have a product or a service, you can sell that particular service or product to the government. If you did not know, small and minority owned businesses are the engines of growth within the economy, and we are very underrepresented in the government market, especially as small businesses and as minority owned businesses. So the reason why I started this company was exactly that. I saw the opportunity and I went all in. Exactly what you need to do. Okay, so pretty much what happened was I went to college and I graduated with a business degree. And by the way, when I graduated, I had paid off all my student debt because I've always been an entrepreneur. I had multiple businesses while I was in college, even in high school, and I used that to pay off my student debt. So when I graduated, I was debt free, which gave me the ability to go out there and find a path to get me to where I needed to get to. So I got a job to pay my dues, as they always tell you to do, right? I'm fighting traffic every single day and I completely hated it. So I essentially quit that job, got my CDLs, and decided, hey, I'm gonna enter the trucking industry and build my trucking company, because at the time the transportation industry was extremely fragmented. So I had this elaborate plan to go in there and change some things up. But in the process of doing that, I stumbled into government contracting. Now, when I stumbled into government contracting, I just knew this was it. So I committed and I went all in. For the first few months, I'm driving around, going to different SBA meetings, different vendor outreaches events. Overall, I'm going to every single event related to government contracting so that I can figure out how to do government contracts. Well, that process did not work because there's so much watered down information out there that it's just hard to find the right resources, right? So I decided to, hey, the best way for me to learn is to go get a job for somebody that's currently doing it and doing it very well, learn what they are doing, and then implement it in my own business. So I got a job working for this company, and they've been able to win over $20 billion in government contract. So they knew exactly what they were doing. I was like a sponge. I learned everything that I possibly could from that company, left there, and then start trying to do it myself. Within the first few weeks, I landed my first government contract in the state of Maryland for carpet removal. Mind you, I have never removed carpet, but that was just a whole other story right there. So after I started winning a few contracts and getting some momentum, I got a few clients, started helping them win because I really wanted to help. And I noticed that there's a big market, but there's not enough information, and businesses need help winning these contracts. So rather than me going and winning contracts for myself, which is what I was doing in the beginning, I started finding clients and helping those clients win contracts. And then fast forward COVID and the pandemic and everything that's going on from then till now, we've built this elaborate interactive system to teach you how to win government contracts. So we've went from knowing nothing about government contracting, trying to learn on our own through YouTube, other events, networking with different people, to eventually just, hey, you know what, let me get a job and figure this out, okay? So I got a job, figured it out, and then after I left that job, implemented myself, won my own contracts, then I helped another business win their own contract. Then from there, we built the system to teach people how to win government contracts, because from working for somebody, implementing it myself, and helping somebody else, we're able to see the different angles on how, to really help somebody get from A through Z in the quickest manner possible, which is why, we created GovCon University, or a program to help individuals just like yourself enter the government market and win government contracts. So there's so much opportunity in the government, literally so much opportunity. The government is the biggest buyer, the biggest spender. They buy everything, and every year they get a whole new budget to spend more money on products and services. It's a $7 trillion industry every single year. Like no other industry spends more than the government. None. Okay, they will literally pay $100 for a $2 pen. Okay, so there's a big opportunity, there's a big market. Let me give you guys some facts. So in the United States right now, there's about 30 million businesses. Out of those 30 million businesses, only 2 million of those businesses are pursuing government contracts. 2 million. So there's 28 million businesses not pursuing government contracts. Now, those 2 million businesses chasing $7 trillion. That means that each business in America right now, right this second, can get $3.5 million every single year. But now in reality, out of those 2 million businesses, about half of them have no idea what they are doing. So we have about 1 million businesses pursuing $7 trillion. Like there is so much money in the government market, but the biggest problem is people don't know how to do it. There's not enough resources out there. There's nowhere to go and find the information. And there's nobody that's actually trying to help people enter the government market and win. Us as small businesses and minorities need help. We need help because we cannot rely on the government to help us. We have to leverage the government and then help ourselves. Now, how do we leverage the government? Well, the government has the money, right? They print it and they spend it. So if we can't print it, Let's help the government spend it. So how can we help them spend it? You have a business. Once you have a business, you can sell your products and services to the government. If the government needs 500 computers, you can call Apple, get a quote, mark it up, submit a bid. If you win the contract, call Apple, buy the computers, and sell it to the government. That's option one, being a reseller. Option two, you can be a consultant. As a consultant, you find a company, you help the company win their contract, and the company gives you a commission or a stipend. However you negotiate that deal, you're consulting that company to help them win. So that means that all you're providing is your knowledge. So right now, if you learn how to do government contracts and you don't have a business, you can find another company that needs help and help them, and they will pay you. You can build that business right there. And the third business model, if you want to do government contracts, is to be a contractor. Sell your own products and services. If you do construction, be a contractor and sell those services to the government. Find a contract, submit a bid. If you win, deliver. If you sell, I don't know, you sell guns, you're a gun manufacturer, fine. Find a contract for guns, manufacture the guns, and sell it to the government, right? Overall, wherever you are right now, you can enter the government market and start winning contracts. There's literally so much opportunity in the government market, and it baffles me that we don't know about it. Especially minorities, we do not know about government contracting. It's literally the biggest industry. Like, anybody can do government contracts, and that's why we truly want to help you guys, want to help our people, help our communities, help all small businesses become financially independent by leveraging government contracting and going to the government and demanding more. So how do we demand more? Just start a business, enter the government market, right? And earlier I talked about the different incentives that the government has made available for businesses to leverage. If you're a minority, you qualify for 23% of all government spending. If you're a woman, you qualify for 5% of all government spending. If you're a veteran, you qualify for 3% of all government spending. If you're an 8A business, you qualify for 5% of all government spending. Overall, if you are a small business, then you qualify for at least 23% of all government spending. Now the problem is 23% is not enough. Small and minority-owned businesses do everything. Everything. So why are we only getting 23%? We should be getting more. We should be getting more, because these big companies, they win these $20 billion contracts, then they subcontract small businesses to do the jobs, they pay the small businesses pennies on the dollar, and they keep the wealth. So we need to take those big companies out the way and win our own contracts, become our own prime contractors. Then we hire other small businesses and give them subcontracting opportunities so they can leverage that opportunity to first gain their own experience and also learn how to do government contracts for themselves, so that now they can go win their own contract and teach the next person. Now, next thing you know, 10 years from now, we say, hey, government, 23% is not enough. We need 35%. We need 50%. We need 60%. At that point, right, we're bringing money into our own communities. Money is going now to the small businesses rather than the big businesses who are going to be distributing it. We distribute it ourselves. We help our own communities. And overall, we become financially independent as a whole. There's literally so much money in the government market today, especially with COVID. Like, COVID came and shut everybody down. Everybody's on the same playing field right now, okay? So imagine this. We're already underrepresented in the government market. There's all this money and only a few businesses going for all that money, right? So COVID came and shut everything down. Most of these businesses shut down. So let's say half of them are now out of business, and there's a big surplus of more money coming in. So there's more money and less businesses going after it. What's that tell you? Enter the government market. It's literally like there's a whole lot of money and nobody to collect it. A whole lot of money, nobody to collect it. Enter the government market and collect, okay? This is the best time to enter the government market. It's like the gold rush of our century. The government is going to be pumping money into the economy over the next few months and years, right? To pick things back up. So how does the government stimulate the economy? Well, first, they print the money. Once they print the money, they give the money to businesses through government contracts. Those businesses employ people, right? Once they employ people, guess what? The employees get the dollars, and then they pay it back in taxes, and it comes back to the government in tax form. Then the government gives it again to businesses. Those businesses hire more people, and it's the big cycle, okay? I want you to be on the receiving end. I want you to be the business owner that is getting the money rather than the employee that is working their job and getting the short end of the stick, okay? So we all need to become financially independent, and the best way to do that is to go directly to the source. The government is the biggest buyer, the biggest spender, and they buy everything. If they ran out of money, they would just print more, okay? Go B2G where you're dealing with one customer. B2G is business to government, okay? So go to the government and sell to the government. Like, for example, Uber won an $810 million contract in the middle of a pandemic, okay? $810 million to provide rideshare services to all federal employees for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, Uber does not need to pick me up or pick you up. They don't, okay? So why can you not learn the exact same steps that they use to win this $810 million contract, to win a few $1 million contracts for your business? Why can't we do that? Okay, I want to show you how to do that. Okay, matter of fact,
By
here's
the
some
way,
examples
there's a
of contracts that
lot
have been
more
rewarded
than
during
what I
this
have up
pandemic.
here.
Look at these
It's
numbers.
just a glimpse of what the government is spending.
You see, there's a lot of money out there. So much money out there available for us as small businesses and minorities to collect and become financially independent and help our communities. So overall, enter the government market. But it starts with you learning how to do government contracts. I have one mission. My job is to get the knowledge from those that have it to those that need it. And right now, I've figured out how to do government contracting in a step-by-step process that works. It's been proven, it's been applied, it's been freaking fine-tuned, it's been curated to fit anybody. Okay, if you simply apply these steps step by step, you will come out on the other side very successful. Government contracting is like a dance. It has a series of steps. If you simply follow those steps and implement them through practice and repetition, you can become a master. All I want to do is teach you those steps, help you implement those steps, and then through practice and repetition, you can go on to become, I don't know, a billionaire. However big you want to get with your business, you can achieve that in the government because the government just prints the money. And if they ran out, they would just print more. Okay, so we really want you to enter the government market, see the opportunity that's right ahead of you, and if you can simply learn those steps, you can make a lot of money as a reseller selling other people's product, as a consultant helping other people win, or as a contractor selling your own services to the government. Like I said, government contracting is like a dance. All you have to do is simply learn those steps, practice with repetition, and you can become a master. On the screen right now, as you can see, this is our process. These are the steps to win government contracts. The first thing to do is to get registered. That simply means have a company and be able to bid on contracts. That's it. Once you get registered to bid on government contracts, the next thing is to do your avatar. Figure out who you're going to be. What are you going to sell? Are you going to be a consultant, a reseller, or a contractor? Once you figure out your avatar and what your offer is, you want to do the market research to validate that offer and to find your target market. Once you find your target market, you want to start contacting them, initiate contact with them to see what opportunities are out there that you can pursue. Once you figure that out, the next step is to find those contracts. You find those contracts, you start building your opportunity pipeline. You don't want one lead in your pipeline, right? You want multiple leads. So let's fill that pipeline up so you're not scrambling for opportunities, right? Once you fill that pipeline up, you're going to need a way to qualify each opportunity. So we have a bid or no bid system. It's a way to ask yourself the exact same questions every single time to make sure that if you're pursuing a contract, you're in the best position to win that contract. We want to do everything in a way that puts us closer to winning. So we have to qualify each opportunity to make sure it's winnable. Once you decide the opportunity is winnable, you got to write the proposal. I'm not going to talk about proposal right now because, it's the most important part. But once you write the proposal, you want to attend the debrief. They're going to tell you, hey, did you win the contract or did you lose the contract, right? If they lost, they'll tell you why you lost. If you won, they'll tell you what the next steps are. Overall, use this debrief to learn and to implement for the next time. Win or lose, take some lessons from this debrief meeting, okay? From there, let's say you won the contract, you would then get past performance and then leverage that past performance to win more contracts, leveraging the GovCon secrets, right? Overall, those are the steps to enter the government market and dominating. Now, all you have to do is learn all those steps, practice it over and over and over again, and you will become a master. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to help you enter the government market and win government contracts. And this is the exact same process that we follow to make sure that we're not wasting time, we're not wasting effort, we're getting from A through Z as quickly as possible and as strategic as possible, putting our best foot forward, okay? So the question is, what do we do and how can we help you? Well, it's very simple. The first thing we do is we bid government contracts. Literally, that's our priority. We're going to be bidding contracts with or without you. Either way, we're going to do government contracting. We truly just want to get the knowledge out there because there's a lack of reliable resources to help you win. Here's a few contracts that we won. Say that one more time.
I said we were awarded the contract.
I didn't hear you. What you said?
We were awarded the contract.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. That's good.
I have to tell you.
All right, so I had submitted a bid, right, for this project in Towson. Just got an email. I didn't read it yet. I gotta check. Okay, we received a bid response from RP. I see you have attached a list of 4 names and phone numbers as reference. Can you please provide company names for these contacts? That means I probably won if they want to check my contacts. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's the hospital. Gotta pull all this carpet out. You won't imagine how much they pay me for this. Like I said, the first thing that we do is we bid government contracts. That's absolutely our priority. We're going to be bidding contracts with or without you. It doesn't matter. We're going to be bidding contracts. Now, if you want to join our community so that you can start bidding contracts, come on board and join our community. We'll work together and so on and so on, right? But the second thing that we do is we built a system called GovCon University, right? This is actually my pride and joy right here. We want to get the knowledge from those that have it to those that need it, because I'm gonna do it, but I want you guys to succeed as well, which is why we spent so much time during this pandemic really building this interactive training system that's gonna help you enter the government market and win government contracts. And the reason why we created GovCon University, which is an interactive training system, is because there's a big lack of resources out there to help small and minorities enter the government market. Okay, there's a big lack of resources. So we want to create a resource where you can visit and learn how to do government contracting in a step-by-step manner that makes sense, and it will get you from A to Z as quickly as possible, okay? And you're probably wondering the cost. Like, the value that's in this program compared to the cost, like, come on. If the cost is less than $1,000 and I show you exactly how to go to the government and win a multi-million-dollar contract, is that not a good deal? So I don't want to hear anything about the price, okay? Pay the price, learn this skill, apply it, and trust me, you'll be so much happier because you're not going to spend the first 6 months or a year spinning wheels trying to figure it out, okay? Because you got to think about it. There's price and there's cost. Okay, yes, you can go for the lower price, but it might cost you more long term because you might have to pay to go to these trips, pay for all this and that and that. Next thing you know, the bill piles up way more than it was if you just paid the price that we asked. Okay, so you want the shortcut, just pay the price, get the knowledge, you get from A to Z a lot faster. If you want to take the long run, by all means, do that as well. Okay, we're not meant to help everybody, right? We're just not meant to do that. But overall, let me go ahead and give you guys a tour of GovCon University. Like this right here, we put so much time, energy, and effort to making this work for you. It's fully interactive. Now, I'm not gonna show you everything, right? But I am gonna show you a quick glimpse of the system. That way you can get accustomed to where your new portal is gonna be. And just overall, just let me just stop talking. Come check it out. Let's go. Okay, so this is the system right here. Now, I'm not going to show you guys too much. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But overall, this is the main system. When you log in, you're going to be greeted with this message right there. Then once you do that, you can go through and see the training center, the skill shop, your report card for all, your progress, the file vaults where all the documents are, and your favorites when you favorite a particular chapter that you like. But overall, this is the system. I don't want to go into the training center, but if you were to go into the training center, this is what you would see. Okay? Right there. Right? All the different chapters. But overall, this is your system. We also have our own little Facebook group on the top right corner. You click this and you kind of come in here to the Facebook group where you can start posting and just communicating with the community to share ideas, work with each other, and so much more. Okay? So that right there is GovCon University. Like I said, the first thing we do is our priority is bidding government contracts. So we're constantly learning along the way. The second thing, we have GovCon University that we're going to be constantly updating as well and providing you the freshest knowledge and actually work with you like a community so that we can all win. And the third thing that we do is a program called GovKit. And I'm going to sum it up in about 4 pillars. But pretty much what GovKit is a program where we work with a select group of businesses that are capable of winning government contracts. Our engine is very simple. It's about 4 steps, and we work with you for about 2 months. But realistically, we work with you until you ROI, because we truly believe that an investment should always ROI. Okay, so that's our goal. We want you to get you an ROI as soon as possible. Ideally, we want you to ROI within the first 30 days of working with us. If it's possible, we'll try to get it done. That's just the way that we believe things should be done, especially if you're doing business with somebody. You want to make sure that they are ROIing and their investment is paying them back, because that's good business right there. Okay, so the first thing you work on is your packaging, right? And we do this for about 4 to 7 days, where we essentially package your offer in a way that makes sense, and we can present it to the government in a way that makes sense, and we can win, right? So for the first week or so, we're strictly working on your packaging, getting your offer right, nice and curated, getting all the preliminary stuff out of the way so that down the line, we're not thinking about that stuff anymore, right? So the first pillar is your packaging and really getting your offer to really be concise, make sense, and exactly what you want to offer, and actually put in the best way that increases your chance of winning government contracts. So that's a very key step, and that's why we do it first. Now, in the second pillar, it's all about your opportunity pipeline, right? We call this your GBM, your GovCon bidding machine, okay? You want to build a pipeline that is so full, that is just gushing out opportunities, right? Because if you have no pipeline, you have no business. So you want to fill that pipeline up, and we're going to actually build this out with you. We're going to show you exactly how to build that pipeline, and we're going to work side by side with you, building this pipeline up. That way, you're not scrambling around for opportunities, your pipeline is full, you're working ahead, and overall, you're in a great position, right? We don't want you rushing, because if you rush, that's where mistakes are made, right? So we want to build an opportunity pipeline. That way, you're constantly bidding contracts. Because if you're not bidding, you're not winning. We want you in a position to be bidding contracts, right? Which is why it's called your GBM, your GovCon bidding machine. You want to get that machine going, you know? So that's the second pillar, is your bidding machine, right? The third pillar is your RPWS. Now the RPWS is the reverse proposal writing system, okay? Now the reverse proposal writing system is pretty much reverse engineering the proposal to say exactly what the government agency wants to hear, okay? Every government agency is the exact same. They want to be risk adverse, cost effective, and value driven. That's what they're looking for. They want a low risk investment. They want a cost effective solution that's going to get them the best solution at the best price. And they want you to add value. Okay. So the question is, how can we package that up in your proposal, right? Now that's the proposal writing process. I don't want to talk too much about that, right? But the third pillar is your proposal writing process, probably one of the most important pillars, because if you write terrible proposals, you're not going to win. So you need a way to write proposals, and we have the best system to go ahead and do that, and we can share that later on in the program. But that's the third pillar, proposal writing, and we call it the RPWS, reverse proposal writing system, okay? Now the fourth pillar we call LTAs, right? So LTAs is pretty much leveraging teaming agreements, okay? The government spends so much money, and it's going to be so hard for one individual business to go in there and really collect a lot, right? So at the federal level, the government actually promotes teaming and joint ventures. So if you find an opportunity, you can team up with another company and go pursue that contract. Let's say it's a $10 million contract, right? And you see the contract, but you can only do 15%. Well, dang, you need somebody to help, right? You can find a big company that can do, 85%. And say, hey, look, I have this opportunity right here. I can't do all of it, but you guys can. Let's partner together. Let's pursue this contract. I'll do 15%, you do 85%, and we both win. You can do that in the government market. They actually promote it, okay? So the fourth pillar is leveraging teaming agreements to pursue more contracts, because that's how you're going to grow. You start winning some contracts, then you start finding some partnerships, working with them to win more contracts, more partnerships, more contracts. Leveraging teaming agreements is probably like the best thing about government contracting at the federal level, because just partnering with other companies allow you to make a significant amount more. So let's say that a contract is set aside for a women-owned business, right? Well, if you're a male, you cannot bid on that contract because you're not a woman. So what do? You can find a women-owned business, partner with them. They do a majority of the contract, and you do a little piece of the contract, and you still got some of that contract, right? So leveraging teaming agreements and LTAs is the best way to grow and scale your company in the government market, right? Overall, those are the 4 pillars of GovKits, and that's what we're going to be implementing in your business over a 2-month period of time, maybe even in 3 months. I'm still deciding how long ideal time should be. We might just make it 3 as of now. But anyways, that's what we're going to be working on. We're going to be working on the first thing, getting your packaging together, right? You want to make sure your offer is nice, packaged correctly, is concise to the point, and you know exactly what you're doing, and we back it up with some market research. The second pillar is building your opportunity pipeline. Once you know what you want to offer, you got to build that pipeline. You want to get some leads, right? You want to find some contracts that you can bid. Once you get all those contracts, right, you want to create a proposal writing process that's going to allow you to literally write the best proposals and win most of those contracts. Once you start winning some of those contracts, you get past performance, and then you can start leveraging teaming agreements to start winning more contracts and growing exponentially. Overall, government contracting is the best thing that you can do for your business and do for yourself and your family, okay? Because not only can you pass down the company to your kids, you can pass down the experience. So let's say you took your business and won, $100 million in government contracts, right? And you pass the business down to your kids. Now your kids are running this business. Guess what? Your kids technically have $100 million of experience with that particular company. And that just makes it easier for your kids to win government contracts. Overall, enter the government market. It's literally the best thing that you can do, okay? And all I want to do is show you how to do it. That's all I want to do. I want to work with you. I want to show you how to do it, because at the end of the day, we're in this together, okay? We're all small businesses. We're all minorities, and we want to grow. We need to fix this, okay? We need to figure out the situation that we are in right now, and the best way to do that is to get some finances in our pocket, because money fixes problems, right? It doesn't take it away, but it fixes problems. So how can we get a lot of money, right? Do government contracting, okay? I know you don't want to be cold calling. You don't want to be, soliciting people for business. Go to the government. One buyer, they have the most money. If they ran out, they would just print more. So overall, just enter the government market. They're the biggest buyer, the biggest spender. They literally buy everything, okay? So the question is, where do we go from here? What now? You know all this. What now? How can I help you if you want some help, okay? First, enroll. Okay, enroll in a university. The first step is to get the right knowledge. That's the first step. Enroll, okay? Go ahead, enroll, make the investment. Trust me, you're gonna get so much value from this program, okay? If you went through the whole program and got zero value, guess what? Money back guarantee, okay? So if you go through the program and you don't like it, just ask for your money back, okay? I want to help you become financially independent, okay? So enroll. If you hate everything, money back guarantee, no problem. At least you learn how to do it, okay? But overall, enroll. So after you enroll, you want to talk to us, just schedule a call. We have our own private Facebook community. You can talk in there. share thoughts, work with each other. Because at the end of the day, we win if we work collectively. So let's work collectively, okay? Let's leverage each other, okay? We can't do it alone. We can't, okay? And it starts with getting the right knowledge. Once you get the right knowledge, you know we can't do it alone, right? So step 1, enroll. Step 2, talk to us, okay? Let's say you enroll, and once on our conversation, you're talking to us, and you find out, hey, the GovKit makes more sense. It's a little bit more expensive, but we can just upgrade you from the enrollment platform to the GovKit, right? Where we work one-on-one with you to help you implement those processes that you just learned to essentially help you build that foundation for your business, and then you can take off on it, right? And then while you're over there taking off and, the business is cooking and you're making a lot of money and, winning some government contracts, you come back to us and say, hey, Desmond, look, we're winning a lot of contracts. We know we're going, we're moving, right? But right now, I don't have the time to be finding contracts to write proposals. Then come back to us and guess what? We can do it for you, right? But it's only open to a very select group of people, okay? Don't call me asking me to join the Done For You program. It's not open to everybody. There's a very strict qualification process for us to do anything for you. But the first step is for you to get the right knowledge. So definitely get the right knowledge first, okay? Then if you want to even go further, we can do a GovKit where we implement everything with you to make sure everything is done properly and you know exactly what you were doing on a one-on-one basis. There's a lot more supports, private one-on-one sessions and so on, right? And then from there, we can actually start getting crazy and doing a lot of partnerships and JVs and pursuing government contracts. Overall, enter the government market. And step 1 is to go ahead and enroll, okay? So if you need any assistance, go ahead and schedule a call, work with us, send us a message, send us a DM, follow us, just take action, okay? And stay in the loop about government contracting. And honestly, government contract is one of those things where you don't have to jump all in, okay? You can literally add it as an arm to your business. You can add it as an arm to your business, or you can jump in. Overall, enter the government market. The government prints the money, let's collect it. I'll see you on the other side.